It's hot. I live in the desert. I need to take a nice big swig from my beautiful, crisp, cool, coldest water bottle. It's a good water bottle. You should buy one. That's very, very good. So, last night, I was vibing. Me and my buddy Ethan were watching a movie. We were watching John Wick 2, and Ethan sent me this tweet by Keemstar. It was one of those, like, Twitter video rants that he tends to upload. And usually I wouldn't indulge. I wouldn't watch this. You know, like, Keemstar has always been kind of a dumb fuck, posting random shit. He's a provocateur, one might say. But he posted a video that I have to admit I was baited. It was successful bait. Though it wasn't disingenuous bait. He does probably believe exactly what he says in this little video here. So we're going to go ahead and check it out really quickly. Here is the tweet. The caption is pronouns in Twitter bios, and then an exclamation point. And he goes on a 2-minute and 16-second rant about people with pronouns in their Twitter bio. I know the getting mad and going on about people having pronouns in their Twitter bio is like the biggest meme out there for people who don't have an argument against somebody. However, hey Quebec Corner, I see you in YouTube chat. I need to mod you. Was it you? Well, I don't think it was you, but were you the one that was getting shit from Keemstar because of this or no? Ethan said it was Connor, but I don't think that was your Twitter, is it? Ah, I see. Welcome, Quebec Corner. All right. So let's just jump right into it then. Let's just jump right into it, as Philip DeFranco would say. Let's hear his argument against people having pronouns in their Twitter bios.
Transgender people are special people because they're rare. Let's say you're collecting baseball cards, Pokemon cards, whatever it is. The rarest item is worth the most. And if you're looking at the human race, transgender people are a minority. They are very rare. They are special. And when I'm on Twitter and I see a...
Listen, all right? I know a lot of people in chat are going to cringe at that, okay? I know a lot of you are going to weird champ or you're going to post the cringe emote, and I understand why, all right? I understand why. However, I do have to admit, generally when trans people are brought up on the internet, it's in a pretty overtly negative context. Like, outright negative. And if I'm being fair, this isn't that bad of a thing to say about trans people, or that I would expect to hear about trans people from someone who's not, like, overtly left-leaning politically. Even especially from, like, Keemstar, okay? Is it good? Not really. It's a little weird. It's a little yikesy. It's kind of odd watching Keemstar in a ninja hoodie, it seems, to be talking about how trans people are special and they're, like, rare Pokemon or whatever. Like, a little weird, but if I'm being honest, doesn't seem to be coming from any type of malice. If I'm being honest here, I've already seen this video clip, by the way. I actually don't hate Keemstar because of this tweet, all right? His take here is wrong, but it's probably one of his least problematic takes. And this is actually a video where I'm going to be nice to Keemstar. I'm going to be nice to Keemstar in this video. I know. It's wild. I genuinely think this is a case where if I just explain why people put the pronouns in their Twitter bios when they're not transgender, which we'll see why he has an issue with that in a moment, then he'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You just lost the left? I have lost the left. Let's just watch, okay? You'll see why I'm saying this.
pronoun in the bio, right? Pronouns are in the bio. I'm thinking to myself, that's a special person. But it's not. It's a normal straight person, right?
That is a little weird, referring to, like, cisgender people, which are non-trans people. There's a distinction colloquially that we use to refer to somebody who is trans and somebody who is not trans. Saying normal when referring to someone who isn't trans implies that there is a negative aspect being added on to the being trans. Don't get me wrong, being trans can suck really badly. That's not what I'm talking about when I say a negative aspect. I'm talking about some sort of animus towards trans people. So using normal kind of comes off as saying they're weird. Usually we would just say cisgender, you know, or transgender for trans people, cisgender for non-trans people, right? He's off, but the spirit's still there, okay? I can give him that, all right? He's got the spirit. I really do feel like he's got the spirit, okay? I'm trying to help him out. I'm guiding him through this, okay? I'm taking Keemstar by the hand, and I'm walking him through the trans discourse.
It's Sandy, who is an ally. She's not your ally. She knows that everyone is out there fighting for your rights. Everyone knows that you're special, Mr. or Mrs. Transgender person. She knows that, and she's a fucking clout demon, literally trying to steal.
All right. I'm going to tell a story. I used to feel the exact same way when I first became a progressive lefty YouTuber. When I made my original Twitter accounts, I did not have my pronouns in my bio. It was mostly something that I would mostly think that's a thing for trans people to do. Maybe cis people if they've got like an avatar that's not their, like, that doesn't very obviously signify what their gender is. But eventually I got into some drama, and it was actually some of the spicier drama I got into earlier on in my YouTube career, where I had a shit ton of people trans people, I should clarify, demanding that I put my pronouns in my Twitter bio. It became a whole big fucking meme, dude. Like, tons of people demanding I put my pronouns in my Twitter bio. And I was like, why? I'm cis. I'm a fairly well-known public figure in this part of YouTube. People know what he, him. I'm a cisgender dude. I'm a guy. Everyone knows this. It's in the progressive side of YouTube or Twitter, right? Like, I'm fairly well-known here. Why would I need to do that? And I had it explained to me by a trans person, I should clarify. The reason why a lot of cis people put their pronouns in their bio, well, there's two reasons. One is it's just easier if you're on the internet, and there's a little thing you can hover over that tells you what that person's gender is. Here, let's see if I can find an example. We'll open up a new Twitter page right now. Let's see. We'll find someone with an unspecified profile picture that you would look at and be unable to derive any gender identity from that person, okay? Let's see. I'm looking for one right now. I'm scrolling for someone who doesn't have like a thing in their bio. All right, here we go. Here's a good example. Here we have someone who responded to my newest video. They commented, "Looks like early Transformers Shia LaBeouf," on a picture of me after shaving my face. Don't worry, the facial hair will come back. I'm growing it back out. Don't worry. This person goes by Bondage Kitty 09, or Kitty for short, right? Now, if you look at this name, you may think, okay, well, it's kind of a feminine name. Maybe you would just default to she, her when referring to this person, saying, oh yeah, she said this. That's what she said, right? However, if you care about not misgendering this person, as in calling them the wrong pronoun, all you would need to do, assuming they have pronouns in the bio, is just hover over their name. Boom, any, all. They don't really care about what pronouns you use for them. I'm just going to default to they, them. But yeah, it's pretty useful. If you're having a conversation with somebody and or talking about someone on Twitter and you don't know what the gender of the person that you're talking to or about is, it's pretty useful to just hover over their name and be able to see, boom, there's their pronouns. Look at them. They're right there. Now you know. Now you know. But that's not the only reason why a lot of people, especially trans people, push for cisgender people or non-trans people to have pronouns in their bio. The reason why a lot of people stress that I should put my pronouns in my bio, of which I did, was because at the moment, for the most part, It's mostly trans people who have their pronouns in their bio on Twitter. Mostly trans people. And unfortunately, you may not know this, trans people get a lot of shit. There's a lot of transphobia out there, unfortunately. They get a lot of shit. So with that said, the argument is that when cisgender people, aka non-trans people, include pronouns in their Twitter bio, just like a trans person would, it helps normalize that practice. So instead of, let's say a transphobe is scrolling through Twitter, then they see a person who has pronouns in their bio. Generally, that person would most likely assume the person with the pronouns in their bio is transgender and then start attacking them with transphobic, bullying, right? Which isn't a good thing. Being transphobic is bad. And I would hope Keemstar would agree with this because he seems to be arguing a vaguely pro-trans perspective here. Like the idea, I guess the argument that he's making right now is that cisgender people putting pronouns in their bio is trying to siphon clout from trans people, which is odd. I think, if we're being honest, trans people on the internet probably get more hate than they do support. I mean, the attack helicopter meme, which is basically a joke that exists to trivialize being transgender to basically being equivalent to identifying as an inanimate object, something you can't really identify as realistically, is probably one of the most famous jokes in, internet culture, right? So the idea is that when cisgender people put pronouns in their bio, they're normalizing doing that kind of stuff. And in the long run, it helps the social standing of trans people, particularly online in places like Twitter. So with that said, let us continue.
Your hype, your specialness for herself. Look at me. I'm fighting for the trans rights. Look at me. Look at me. They're clout demons. They're stealing your fucking clout. They know you're special and they're trying to take it from you. They know millions of people are out there fighting for your rights, fighting for more acceptance, and they're out there stealing your goddamn specialness.
So, this is a very odd perspective. I've never heard this argument against putting pronouns in bio. I'll give Keemstar this. I've never heard this argument before, but I feel like I've already gone over this and done a pretty good job debunking you're taking the specialness away from trans people. It's overwhelmingly trans people who insist that cisgender people, non-trans people, put their pronouns in their bio to normalize it. Plus, it just has good utility. Like I said before, trans or not, no matter who you are, even if you're a large public figure, having your pronouns in your bio is also just good from a utilitarian perspective in regards to just being able to hover over someone's name and be like, okay, this is a girl. Oh, that's a guy. Okay, cool. If their name or their profile picture doesn't clearly give that away. Obviously, there's the argument where let's say a girl has their face in their profile picture and they're very obviously a girl. Okay, yeah, in that case, it's probably not as useful. But a lot of people just have random images as their profile pictures on social media, especially Twitter. So it just serves a certain amount of utility to have your pronouns in your bio, even if you aren't trans.
When I see pronouns in a bio, that better be a special person. That better be a trans person.
I will say, though, it is kind of weird how often he refers to trans people as special people. I don't think it's a far stretch to point out that special person is often used to refer to those that are, dealing with some kind of mental disability. So I don't know if I want to be, listen, maybe I'm being too nice, all right? I've been really mean to Keemstar in the past, okay? Remember, I've been extremely mean to Keemstar in the past. I do not like Keemstar. Keem is a transphobe? Probably. However, to be fair, I don't think Keemstar is going to watch this video. However, his fans might. If Keemstar watches this video and he likes my arguments and they make sense to him, then that would be great, obviously. But if his fans are watching, I would like them to come in and hear some well put together measured critiques of what Keemstar said, not me trying to tear Keemstar apart, because that's going to push them away. You know, that's not what I'm trying to have happen. You know, there's a certain level of decorum you have to maintain when you're responding to a large figure such as Keemstar, someone with as massive of a following as he does, especially with a fan base as rabid as he has. But like I said, I'm going to be generous and charitable and say that when he refers to trans people as being special, he just means like there's not a lot of trans people, so it's like rare to meet them or encounter them. And using special, like they're special in the sense that like if you were walking down the street and you found $100 bill laying on the ground, that would be special in the sense it's like rare. It's like a treat, you know? We'll be really, really charitable here. Maybe I'm being too charitable, okay? But I feel like I've explained myself in that category.
Because Sandy, there's no confusion with your long hair and your her/she and your body. There's no confusion. We know you're a girl. You're not special. You're just a fucking clout demon trying to suck the goddamn clout away from the trans community because you know people are out there fighting for the goddamn rights. We know what you're doing.
All right. I need to make this very clear, okay? Trans people on the internet don't have what I would describe as clout, okay? When I guarantee if I were to like siphon through every reference on the internet, we'll say like we'll broaden it down to like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit. If I were to look over every mention or discussion about trans people, I would bet my YouTube channel that the vast majority of discussion about trans people or references to them is going to be negative. All right? Let's be real here. Trans people don't have what I would describe as clout on the internet. Are there trans people who do have clout? Of course. Someone like ContraPoints, for example. But it's not because she's trans. It's because she's a large YouTuber who makes good content and has a large fan base. Doesn't really have anything to do with the fact she's trans. Obviously, her being trans plays into her sort of online persona, right? You know, very feminine, performative trans woman, right? Pretty, you know, dresses in a lot of cool costumes and sort of does a theatrical presentation for every single one of her videos. But, you know, she had a large fan base even before she came out as trans. So even then, you know, it doesn't really apply. My point that I'm making here is it seems like Keemstar has beef with this Sandy person and is doing the I have no arguments, so I'm going to point out that you have pronouns in your bio. But since that argument is so worn down, I'm going to try to take like a pseudo woke perspective on it. And I feel like it backfired on Keem here, especially when you consider the fact that, like I said before, at least from what I've seen, the vast majority of trans people online want cis people, non-trans people, to be having their pronouns in their bios too, to normalize pronouns in the bio. So, yeah, it just kind of seems like he tried to like... I never thought I'd say this, but Keemstar is woke scolding. I never thought I would see the day. I never thought I'd fucking see the day. Is Keem a transphobe? IDK, let's ask Keem. I'll hold on to that for a second, Sushi Kato. We'll look at that in a second.
And for those trans people watching, please stop these goddamn clout demons. Because that's what they're doing. That is what they're doing. They want the attention for themselves, and they're removing the spotlight off of you onto them. And it's bullshit. And it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And then they're spitting some line. I'm an ally. I'm an ally. You're a fucking clout demon, and you know it.
That is wild. Hold on. I'm curious right now. What kind of clout do you get from having pronouns in your bio? Well, because Keemstar put this out, most of the tweets are going to be about you know, Keemstar's post, obviously, because his post kind of went a little bit viral. But generally speaking, generally speaking, when you see somebody talking about pronouns in the bio on Twitter, it's usually in a negative sense, like, haha, pronouns in bio. Like, there are large, like, more right-leaning YouTubers who do this. Like, I'm pretty sure the Quartering regularly quote tweets anyone who disagrees with him that has pronouns in their bio and says pronouns in bio. I don't think people are getting clout online for having their pronouns in their bio. I'm going to be completely honest. All right, what is this, Sushikato? Is this Keemstar being transphobic? Let's see. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, no, no. Wait, has he deleted the tweets? He's deleted a couple of tweets, it looks like. I assume these are Keemstar's tweets below. I can't know for sure, but I mean, they're the top replies to this post, so I assume they are. So someone, here, we'll go back a little bit. Sexual orientation is not the same as gender. True. There are only two genders. Not true. Male and female. Also not true. That is biological sex, my friend. This is not an opinion. It's scientific fact. Keemstar, my boy. Let me educate you on the current scientific consensus on sex, gender, and sexuality. So, gender is a socially constructed, doesn't mean it's not real, it means humans made it up. Gender is a set of different ideals based around your biological sex, typically speaking, right? So, for example, someone may be female and a woman. However, there is nothing about being female that means that a woman should wear dresses to weddings or is expected to be a mother or to do like stay-at-home jobs or to wear makeup and so on. In the same way, there is nothing biologically about men that says that they should be wearing suits to formal events or doing things such as pursuing a job and providing for their family, monetarily speaking. There's nothing biological about these things. These are all things imposed by society. Gender refers to your identity. It's how you identify. And usually it corresponds with your sex. Most people are born male and identify as men. Most people are born female and identify as women. People who are transgender were born a biological sex, but they identify as a different gender than the one typically associated with their biological sex. For example, trans women were born male, yet they identify as women, and typically they pursue social transition as well as biological transition. So this could include anything from taking hormones to getting surgery or anything like that. However, the social transition side refers to putting on makeup, growing out your hair, wearing dresses, getting voice training. So getting voice training so you sound like a girl. And obviously this is the reverse side when it comes to dudes, as well as the fact that since gender is socially constructed, and this is, by the way, the overwhelming consensus among scientists and sociologists and biologists and basically the entire scientific community. Like, you can look it up. It's very easy. It's literally a Google search away, my friends. Is that when something is made up, socially constructed, it has no limit. Its limit is the human imagination. Why should there be only two genders when the concept of gender is a social construct? What stops there from being more? The answer is nothing. The answer is nothing. So I know it feels intuitive to say that there are only two genders because, boy have penis, girl have vagina. It feels, the second grade biology, it feels intuitive, but I'm afraid it's not. It's not that simple. Do a little bit of research, Keem, and then we'll look at the original tweet that I was sent. So someone responded, wrong, there are two sexes, multiple genders. This person responds, you are an idiot. Please explain to me the last time there was a gender reveal party that resulted in, oh my god, we are having a baby attack helicopter. So earlier I said that trans people don't exactly have clout on the internet because typically when discussion around trans people comes up online, it is something approximating the attack helicopter joke. And here we find literally a tweet. Granted, it's older. It's early 2019. This is a couple years ago, but still proves my point. Of Keemstar himself doing the attack helicopter joke. Keem, this joke right here, the implication that being transgender is equivalent to identifying as an inanimate object, which I think we both agree is pretty ridiculous. This is how most people on the internet view trans people, and it's also most of the comments that trans people get online, and if we're being honest, in real life as well. So, like I said, what clout is a cis person chasing when they put their pronouns in the bio? Is it the getting called an attack helicopter clout? Being mistaken for a trans person and getting subjected to bullying online clout? What clout are they chasing? What notoriety or special treatment do you think these clout demons, as you call them, are trying to get? There is none. Like, are they trying to get the clout from the massive transgender suicide rates? Is that what they're trying to get? The bullying, being disowned by their family because their family is transphobic? What part of that do you think is the clout that cis people are chasing? None of it. Absolutely none of it. Cis people aren't fucking clamoring over themselves to have the same experience online and in real life as trans people. So it seems like, Keem, if I'm being honest, you had some beef with somebody, didn't have an argument against them, saw they had pronouns in their bio and were presumably cisgender, got mad at them, used the pronouns in bio argument, but instead of saying, haha, pronouns in bio, you tried to woke scold them. As in, you tried to take a pseudo-woke position to attack them for unrelated reasons. So, very cringe, but regardless of that, maybe Keemstar will see this. It'll make sense to him. And perhaps, in the future, some of his fans might see this, and, maybe this will make sense to them. I respect your viewpoints for sure. Was just offended. He said my MC videos didn't get views. Listen, Keemstar is a massive figure. However, most of his dunks come from the idea that he is a large figure. The problem is, and you should always hold this close to your heart, Keemstar's online career has always been on a short timer, okay? Keemstar has done and will continue to do so much stuff that eventually he's going to get purged from YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that. There's only so long that he is going to be able to exist online in the current space that he exists in. Eventually, he's going to break the TOS and he's just going to get he's going to get axed. Personally, I hope he improves himself and becomes a better person before that happens. But if it does and he never changes, then I can't say that I will be particularly upset about it, if I'm being honest. But with all that said, I'm going to take another sip of my coldest water bottle water because my throat is dry as fuck. And I just elbowed my microphone there. Well, yeah, Keem already got banned. Keem already got banned from YouTube before, but he kind of got around it with the drama alert thing. But YouTube's only going to do that for so long. Honestly, I feel like Keemstar getting the hammer dropped on him is going to happen sooner than later, considering that YouTube just demonetized and departnered Onision because of off-platform things he'd done, mostly because there was just a lot of hate surrounding him at the time, right? YouTube's known about the kind of shit Onision's done for a long time, but eventually something's going to happen. Keemstar will do something particularly vile. A lot of drama will be surrounding that, and especially with the assistance of mainstream scrutiny, YouTube's going to do what's best for their entire brand and completely wipe Keemstar off the face of the earth. Well, if he tried the same company thing and got banned, so it's only a matter of time, yeah, most likely. I really don't think that Keemstar's online presence is going to be that much. it's not going to be around that much longer, personally, at least as far as I believe. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on it. It helps the video a lot. It really, really does. Also, leave a comment, and, that always helps as well. It helps it in the algorithm, helps the video get around. I do appreciate that. If you're new here and you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon so you actually get notified whenever I upload or go live. That is very much appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The link's in the description of this video, as well as the stream. I really appreciate anybody who follows me there. There's really spicy memes on those platforms. You can also join my fan Discord through the link in the description. Really big community, really nice place. You should definitely come check it out. It's nice. You should come check it out. On top of that, it's very, very based. If you have any extra money sitting around and you don't need it for anything else and you don't know what to do with it, you can always donate to me or subscribe on the website, or gift a sub, or become a patron, or super chat dono, or hit the join button to become a channel member. Any of those things, if you've got the money for it and you don't need it for anything else, you can always do that. I really appreciate it. This is my job, and your support means everything to me. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.